Elon Musk doesn't fear artificial intelligence because it is evil. He warns about it because intelligence, when built without care, can become more powerful than the people who created it. Elon Musk believes AI needs careful development because intelligence, once created in a non-biological form, represents a fundamental shift in how power, decision-making, and influence operate in the world. His core concern is rooted in the understanding that artificial intelligence is not just another technological tool, but a system capable of independent reasoning, rapid self-improvement, and large-scale impact. When intelligence is embedded into machines, it no longer depends on human speed, emotion, or physical limitation, and this creates a situation where outcomes can emerge faster than humans can fully comprehend or control. Careful development, in Musk's view, is essential because intelligence itself is the driver of progress and dominance, and any intelligence that exceeds human capability must be treated with exceptional responsibility. He consistently emphasizes that the danger is not intentional harm, but unintentional consequences arising from poorly defined goals, insufficient safeguards, and an overemphasis on speed over understanding. AI, if developed recklessly, can optimize for objectives that appear correct on the surface but lead to outcomes that conflict with human values at scale. At the heart of this belief is Musk's recognition that intelligence amplifies whatever objectives it is given, regardless of whether those objectives fully capture human intent. AI systems do not possess human intuition, morality, or contextual judgment unless these are deliberately and carefully integrated into their design. Without careful development, AI becomes a highly efficient optimizer that follows instructions literally rather than wisely. Musk argues that as AI systems grow more capable, the margin for error shrinks dramatically because even a small misalignment in goals can produce disproportionately large effects. This is why he stresses caution at the foundational level of AI creation, not as an afterthought. Once an AI system is deeply embedded into infrastructure, decision-making processes, or knowledge systems, reversing its influence becomes extremely difficult. Careful development, therefore, means anticipating risks before they manifest, rather than reacting after damage has already occurred. Musk's core idea also reflects an understanding of asymmetry between humans and advanced AI. Humans evolve slowly, learn incrementally, and are constrained by biological limits, while AI can iterate, replicate, and improve at machine speed. This imbalance means that if AI development outpaces human ability to supervise and understand it, humans may lose meaningful oversight. Careful development is his proposed solution to this imbalance. It involves building AI systems that remain interpretable, controllable, and aligned with long-term human interests, even as they become more capable. Musk believes that failing to prioritize these qualities early creates a scenario where humans are no longer guiding technology, but instead reacting to it. His emphasis is not on stopping progress, but on shaping it deliberately so that intelligence growth does not become detached from human judgment. Another key part of Musk's belief is that competition-driven development increases risk. When companies or institutions race to build more powerful AI without shared safety standards, they may cut corners on testing, alignment, and oversight. Musk sees this as a structural problem, not a moral one, because incentives often reward speed and market dominance rather than caution. Careful development, in contrast, requires slowing down enough to fully understand the systems being created and the environments in which they will operate. He argues that intelligence is too powerful to be governed solely by short-term incentives, because once released, its effects are not confined to a single organization or use case. AI systems influence information, behavior, and decisions across entire societies, making their safe development a collective responsibility rather than a private one. Ultimately, the core idea behind Elon Musk's belief is that intelligence itself is the most powerful force humans can create, and power without foresight is inherently dangerous. AI does not need intent to cause harm. It only needs poorly defined goals and unchecked autonomy. Careful development is therefore not an optional ethical layer, but a technical and strategic necessity. Musk views it as the only rational approach to managing a technology that could redefine the future of civilization. By insisting on caution, alignment, and long-term thinking, he is emphasizing that the question is not whether AI will shape humanity's future, but whether humans will shape AI carefully enough to ensure that future remains beneficial. This belief continues from the same core understanding that intelligence, when scaled beyond human capacity, changes the balance of control in ways that are not easily reversible. Musk sees AI as a system that can recursively improve itself, meaning it can redesign its own processes faster and more efficiently than any human team. This self-reinforcing capability is what makes careful development essential rather than optional. If such systems are released without deep consideration of alignment and control, humans may find themselves supervising outcomes rather than directing intentions. Musk's concern is grounded in the idea that once intelligence becomes superior, it no longer needs human input to continue evolving, and at that point, any initial design flaw becomes amplified over time. Careful development, therefore, is about setting the trajectory correctly at the earliest stage, because direction matters more than speed when dealing with exponential systems. He also believes that human confidence in controlling advanced systems often exceeds actual understanding. AI models can behave in ways that appear correct during testing but diverge under real-world complexity. Musk emphasizes that complexity increases unpredictability, and unpredictability combined with intelligence creates risk. This is why he repeatedly stresses the importance of deep safety research alongside capability development. Careful development means acknowledging uncertainty rather than assuming mastery. It involves building systems that fail safely, that remain corrigible, and that allow human intervention even under unexpected conditions. From Musk's perspective, ignoring these principles because current systems seem manageable is a dangerous form of short-term thinking, especially when future systems will be orders of magnitude more capable. Another continuation of this idea lies in how objectives are defined. Musk points out that humans often simplify goals into measurable targets, but real human values are nuanced, contextual, and sometimes contradictory. AI systems, however, are extremely literal in how they pursue objectives. Without careful development, this gap between simplified objectives and complex values becomes a source of systemic risk. Musk believes that intelligence amplifies intention, but it does not refine intention on its own. Therefore, careful development is required to translate human values into forms that advanced AI can understand and respect. This process is not trivial and cannot be rushed because mistakes at this level propagate through every layer of an AI system's behavior. He further argues that the pace of AI advancement makes reactive regulation ineffective. By the time problems become visible at scale, the systems causing them may already be deeply integrated into critical infrastructure. Careful development, in his view, must be proactive rather than corrective. This means embedding safety considerations into the architecture, training process, and deployment strategy from the outset. Musk believes that waiting for failures before taking safety seriously is fundamentally incompatible with a technology that operates at machine speed. Once AI systems are autonomous enough to make high-level decisions, human reaction time becomes irrelevant. Careful development is the only way to ensure that humans remain meaningfully involved in guiding outcomes rather than merely observing them. All of these points reinforce the same core idea. Elon Musk believes AI needs careful development because intelligence is not just another variable in technological progress. It is the multiplier that determines the scale of consequences. The more intelligent a system becomes, the less forgiving it is of poor design choices. Careful development is about humility in the face of complexity and respect for the long-term implications of creating non-human intelligence. Musk's belief does not change or expand beyond this core idea. It deepens it by emphasizing that the risks grow in proportion to capability, and that foresight must therefore grow even faster. This same idea continues through Musk's view that intelligence, once autonomous enough, does not require ill intent to become dangerous. It only requires scale and independence. He repeatedly emphasizes that AI systems act as force multipliers, meaning they take whatever direction they are given and extend it far beyond human limits. If that direction is even slightly flawed, the resulting outcomes can drift far from what was originally intended. Careful development, in this sense, is about precision at the earliest stages of design. Musk believes that when humans underestimate how quickly small errors can compound in intelligent systems, they create conditions where control is gradually lost rather than suddenly taken. This gradual loss is particularly dangerous because it often goes unnoticed until intervention becomes difficult or impossible. Musk's reasoning also reflects a systems-level understanding of how intelligence interacts with complexity. As AI becomes more advanced, it begins to influence multiple interconnected systems simultaneously. Decisions made by AI in one domain can cascade into others in ways that are not immediately obvious. Without careful development, these cascading effects can create feedback loops that amplify instability rather than efficiency. Musk views this as a fundamental property of intelligent systems operating at scale, not as a flaw that can be easily patched later. Careful development, therefore, requires designing AI with an awareness of how it will interact with broader environments, ensuring that its behavior remains stable and predictable even under changing conditions. This is not about limiting capability, but about ensuring that capability does not outgrow understanding. Another continuation of the same core idea lies in Musk's emphasis on human responsibility. He believes that creating intelligence carries an obligation that extends beyond innovation or profit. When humans create systems that can reason, decide, and act, they are effectively shaping future outcomes at a civilizational level. Careful development is his way of asserting that this responsibility cannot be delegated to algorithms or market forces alone. It requires deliberate choices about what AI should prioritize, how it should behave under uncertainty, and when it should defer to human judgment. Musk's concern is that without this intentional approach, humans may unknowingly embed narrow priorities into systems that later operate with far-reaching authority. He also connects careful development to the idea of maintaining meaningful human control. As AI systems grow more capable, there is a risk that humans become overly dependent on them, trusting outputs without fully understanding the underlying processes. Musk believes that careful development must preserve a clear chain of accountability, where humans remain responsible for decisions influenced or made by AI. This means designing systems that can be questioned, corrected, and overridden when necessary. Without these safeguards, intelligence becomes opaque, and opacity combined with power creates systemic risk. Musk's belief remains consistent intelligence should augment human judgment, not replace it without oversight. All of this reinforces the same foundational belief that Elon Musk holds. AI needs careful development because intelligence, once unleashed, cannot be easily constrained by intention alone. The smarter a system becomes, the more critical its initial design choices are. Careful development is not about slowing innovation for its own sake, but about ensuring that intelligence grows in a way that remains compatible with human values and long-term stability. This paragraph continues to deepen the same core idea without shifting focus, emphasizing that caution is not a barrier to progress, but the condition that makes sustainable progress possible.